What's going on, guys? In today's video I'm going to be showing you some tricep exercises that will build upon all three heads, only using a barbell as the piece of equipment. Now, a lot of the exercises will also involve a bench, but the bench isn't necessary. You can simply take that away and do the exercises standing. You can do it using a regular seat, or you can do it on the floor as well. There are plenty of variations by which you can do. So, without any further ado, let's get started with the video. Number one, of course, is the closed grip bench. So it's essentially doing a bench press, but rather than having your arms kind of flared out, you bring your elbows in, you tuck them like this, and you press not to your chest, so you're not pressing to your chest, you're pressing slightly down, slightly to your upper abs, and you simply come down, press up, down, up, like that, okay? Very simple, and I'll just do a demonstration now with just the bar, then I'll start adding some weight so you can see how it looks when you're actually exercising. So, as I said, close grip, elbows tucked, bring it down below your chest. If it was on your chest, it would be here, but instead, going down. And then we'll just do 10 of these. Now, it doesn't matter how much weight you can normally do, it's always beneficial to start with just the bar, because you're just warming your triceps up, getting used to the movements that you're going to be performing. 8, 9, 10. Okay, brilliant. So that's the first exercise. Now I'm going to add some weight to the bar, perform it again. You can see how it looks when it's a real exercise. Okay. No, it's just a nice easy 5. The idea being that I'm just showing you how to do it. Now, something I did think, which I didn't mention before, is that you should always make sure you go down all the way. I see many people in the gym who come down to just about here, about an inch off their chest, maybe 2 inches off their chest. Of course, there is some benefit to this, but if we're working triceps, we want to fully extend it all the way in and then push it all the way out. And that's what we're doing with this movement. So make sure you're going all the way down to your chest and pressing it up all the way again. We're not doing any half reps in here, we're going all the way to the top. So brilliant. The second exercise that we're going to be doing is a variation of skullcrushers. So normal skullcrushers, you come down and you bring the bar down to just about the skull. But what we're going to be doing is bring it down behind our head. The idea being that you get a greater tricep flexation because your triceps are no longer simply getting extended just to your head, but they're being extended beyond. And you're getting a real big stretch on the outer head of your tricep. So this head here is getting a nice big stretch as you bring it in. And it's also going to be working the inner peak of your tricep here as well. So I'll demonstrate how I do that. So I just sit up on the bench, the bar comes up, hands, as you can see, they're in line with my shoulders, with my elbows. I bring the bar up, comes down, behind my head, and then I bring it up. And then I extend and I lock out. And then I bring it down again. Now again, it's important to make sure your elbows stay, because many people will do skullcrushers and do this. And I mean, you're just asking for an injury, really. You're accruing way too much of your shoulders. Whereas what you should be doing is keeping them tucked in, down and up, down and up. Now again, do not flare out like this. It just feels wrong doing it. You're meant to keep your elbows tucked, and you're focusing on the stretch that you're giving your triceps. And that is how you do a skullcrusher. Very easy. So just to recap, you are not going down to your skull, but rather you are going behind your skull. Locking out, bring it down behind your skull, and then you're locking out again. And that way you're getting a full flexing tricep as it comes up, and again as it comes out. Now I'm going to add some weight to the bar, and then you can have a little demonstration of how to do this in a live exercise. Okay, that was the bar rocked the table that my phone's on. Okay, so that was a nice, easy demonstration of how you can do skull crushers. So that was only 40 kilograms on the bar. Just to recap, you are locking your arms out, bringing it in, make sure your elbows stay tucked, not flared, but tucked, down past your skull, and then back out, okay? It's very essential when you do this that you keep the weight light. We're not out here trying to injure ourselves. It's a very easy exercise to injure yourselves with because it's so technical. If you flare your elbows out, you're going to hurt your front delts, you're going to hurt your rotary cuff, and you can also hurt your skull. Okay guys, so we are now 2 exercises in, and in total this video is going to include 4, so I thought at the halfway point it's necessary to give you a top tip for when you're doing tricep exercises. So the majority of tricep exercises are pushing movements. This means that it involves 2 core components, so a brace, which is typically the decline movement, and then a push, which is the extension movement. For example, let me just hold my phone in my other hand. When we are doing the close grip bench, we are bracing when we bring the weight down. So brace, and then a push, and a brace, and a push. It is the exact same when we are doing skull crushers. So you're doing a brace here, and then you're doing a push. A brace, and then a push. Both the brace and the push are incredibly important because they determine the ways in which you breathe during your exercises. You typically breathe in during the brace element of the movement, and then during the push is when you will be breathing out. For example, if I'm doing the close grip, I would breathe in when I'm bracing, so, and then, and again with the skull crusher, you may have heard it in the last clip. The idea is that you are breathing in when you are bracing your body for the movement that you're about to do, and you're breathing out when you're performing the movements, and then re-bracing yourself and breathing in when you are loading the weight again. So it's just a quick tip halfway through the video now that we're 2 exercises in, and that's going to mean that we're now going to move on to the 3rd exercise. Okay. The 3rd exercise is going to be an overhead tricep extension. Very simple. All you need to do is get your barbell, put it up behind your head, make sure your hands are parallel, and you're going to bring it down just until you touch the back of your neck, get a full extension, and then bring it back up. Down again, get a full extension, and bring it back up. So now I'm going to do it from the side so you can see what I'm up to. So, up, down, take just the back of your neck there, and then up again. And then down, get a full extension, just back of your neck, up, down again, full extension, up. Now with this you don't really need to go too heavy. The idea is you are working more on the extension of your tricep, and this one you want to feel it all open up, especially this rear head here. So you're not working the inner quite so much, nor the outer. This is more for the rear head of the tricep. So bring it all the way down until you touch the back of your neck and up. And once again, with all tricep movements, we're going to be ensuring that our elbows are not flaring. So no tricep extensions like this. Many people online tend to do that, and it's a common mistake, and it's just going to lead to snap city, which is otherwise known as Injuryville. You're just going to injure yourself essentially if you are flaring your elbows out too wide. So keep them nice and tucked. Well, I didn't tuck it then, so nice and tucked, and then up. Tucked and up. Now I know the camera angle makes it look like they're not tucked, but they are. So now I'm going to add some weight onto the bar, and you'll be able to see how it looks when you are doing a weighted tricep overhead extension. a nice easy 5, and I hope that that's given you an insight into how to do a tricep overhead extension properly. And for the last exercise of today's video, I'm going to be showing you a reverse grip bench press. Now for me, I find that this works kind of the area just above your elbow as well as your forearm. Now of course I know this is a tricep video, but these two components are essential for having big, full triceps. You cannot have a big rear of your arm and have absolutely no muscular development going on here as well. Otherwise you'll find your triceps are absolutely lacking and you'll just look a bit silly, really. So with that being said, I'm going to show you how I would perform this exercise. And again, you don't have to do it because it is not working your tricep directly, but I would recommend it purely because it is a nice supplementary exercise to incorporate into your tricep routine. So with that being said, you simply position yourself on the bench, you get your hands kind of at a close grip again, a little bit wider perhaps than a regular close grip bench. And as you can see, I've got a reverse grip, so now my hands are facing me, they are not facing outwards. I bring the bar down, again, not to my chest, but slightly to my upper abs, and I press. Down, upper abs, press. Just like this. And you will find that as you're doing it, you'll feel the tension just on your elbow, on the inner head of the tricep, and potentially on your wrists as well. It will mainly depend upon which area is the weakest for you as to where you will feel it, but you will feel it nonetheless, and that is because it is an extremely beneficial exercise to incorporate. Very simple to do as well. So that's 8, 9, and 10. That's the last exercise, very simple to do, and I'll just demonstrate it sitting up as well. So if you've got your bar in your hands now, you'll be bringing it down to, again, not your chest, but your lower abs, and then you'll be extending up, down, and then extending up, down, and then extending up. That's the final exercise of the video. So what I'm going to do now is put some weight on the bar, I'll perform it again, and then you get the opportunity to see how it looks in a live exercise routine. So see you in a second. And now we've reached the end of the video. Something you may have noticed is that during the course of performing these exercises, I have not once exploded and acted irrationally. Rather, I have contracted my muscle and focused on the contraction for the duration of each and every exercise. I believe that the greatest muscular growth occurs when you're focusing on that contraction, rather than simply attempting to perform the movement for as many reps or for as much weight as possible. I'm now going to demonstrate how you perform one of these exercises wrong, and then how you can perform it correctly, just as a quick bit of guidance before you go out there and try this for yourself. So I've got 30 kilograms on the bar right now. I'm going to do a tricep overhead extension. I'm going to do it 2 different ways, and I want you guys to take a guess at which way you think is correct and which way is not. So it's overhead. That's one way. Okay, those are 2 ways of doing the same movement. Now, you'll be able to see just from looking at it, I don't need to tell you which one was wrong and which one was right. I can tell you that having performed both of these exercises, I've felt more in control, and I felt a greater flexation on my triceps when I was doing the exercise correctly. What I would say to you is that when you're going out there and you're going to perform these, keep in mind the movement that you're doing. Feel it. Embrace the tension, embrace the stretch, and don't simply focus on moving weights, but focus on moving weights intelligently. Okay, and that is the end of the video, so I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.